Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, today's game will be live streamed. All you have to do is go to YouTube, search T Area Titans, and you'll find it there. Chad Hockey, much shorter will have all the call for you. Again, lottery tickets, half-court shot, $500, and after the lobby buy a ticket, they will buy them, $5 a piece, or 5 for $20.
You're listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Night's Game Day Show, sponsored by Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal.
And welcome everyone to T Area High School in T South Dakota for an afternoon boys basketball matchup today between the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights in AA versus the home team today, the T Area Titans from Class A here at T High School. I'm Brett Byler with Real Presence Radio. I will be joined by Isaac Struck, who we're welcoming back to the booth shortly. Hear from Isaac, who'll be doing the play-by-play tonight, something we're really happy to have him back for his third year for basketball play-by-play. The Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights are coming to today's matchup with a 3-1 record and winners of 2 home games in a row against Sioux Falls Jefferson by 18 on December 17th and Sioux Falls Christian by 6 on December 18th. So the Knights have been off for about 10 days now. And their opponent today, the T Area Titans, have only played 2 games so far this season. They are 1-1 on the season. They won at Del Rapids by 10 back on December 17th, and they lost to number 2 in Class A, Dakota Valley, by 11 on December 20th. Dakota Valley, very good team this year in Class A. So that's kind of where the teams are at. O'Gorman's played 4 games. This will be game number 5 for us, and this will be game number 3 for T. It'll be the home opener for T, because their first 2 games are both on the road. So, this ball game here, it kind of, for me, will be interesting to see with just a layoff. Honestly, folks, how that affects both these teams. The Knights have been off for 11 days between games, while T has been off for 9 days between games. And when Isaac comes here, I can kind of ask him maybe a little bit more about that. It's over Christmas break. It'll be kind of a middle afternoon game on a Thursday, so it's not kind of the normal routine for these players playing, say, a 7 o'clock Tuesday night game in front of a big crowd. I mean, we'll have a crowd here, but it's not going to be like an O'Gorman Roosevelt home crowd where you can kind of build energy, both teams, off the crowd. So we'll be interested to see if the T area crowd can kind of bring them a little bit more energy in this ball game, being the home team tonight. So another thing that's something to a storyline, folks, to watch is just kind of the health of the players. For Sioux Falls O'Gorman, I know I talked to Coach Derek Roby on Tuesday afternoon, and he had mentioned in his 35 years of coaching he's never seen so much illnesses hit a single team that he's coached at one time. He mentioned back on the Tuesday of Christmas week they had to cancel practice just because of all the kids that were out with different forms of sickness. They've had 10 kids out at a time, so it's kind of hard to practice when you're trying to do 5-on-5 and have a couple of teams out there if you're having 10 players miss. So that'll be something that's hard, because when you usually get those extra days between games, you can work on new sets offensively and defensively, different rotations, how these kids look together. Well, when you have so many kids out sick, it's just you're just trying to fill 2 teams of 5 basically, which isn't ideal at any stretch of the imagination. Kind of about a little bit about T. The T area Titans are 1-1 on the season. Both their games are on the road. They lost to Dakota Valley on December 20th, and they defeated Del Rapids on December 17th. They returned 2 starters from last year's team that was 14-8, and Kale Lundeen, a 6'3 guard, Northwestern Iowa commit, averaging about 24 points a game and 5 rebounds, and Jeff Worth, a 5'11 senior guard, averaging about 13 points a game. So you're getting about 37 points from those 2 players. They love to play fast, get out in transition. Very perimeter oriented, shoot a lot of threes, about 22.5 3-point attempts per game. They have some size as well, with bringing a 6'7 kid and a 6'6 kid off their bench. It'll be interesting because talking to Coach Roby on Tuesday, he mentioned he thinks he might see a lot of man-to-man defense. Last year we saw a lot of 2-3 zone. While talking to Coach Weber, who you'll hear that interview shortly, he mentioned they're going to do some things defensively this game they haven't done in their first 2 games, which will be interesting to see what that means. Now I am going to bring in Mr. Isaac Struck, who just showed up here. Welcome you back, Isaac. This is a late Christmas present for me to have you back in the broadcast booth. Did you have a nice Christmas and a nice trip before the holidays?
Yeah, absolutely. It was an awesome Christmas, awesome trip. Had a lot of fun out of the country in some warm weather. A lot different from what was here. We had snow, that big snowstorm the day that I left, and then I was greeted to 78-degree temperature out at the airport where I was at. So that was really exciting to not have the super cold, but rather just be sweaty and hot.
There you go.
Sun.
What I'm wondering, Isaac, is this is your first O'Gorman boys game in person you've seen this season. I know you've tried to follow along a little bit, as much as you can. What are you most excited about to see this boys team in person today?
Well, I'm just excited to see the energy that they play with on the court. You know, it's tough to get a feel for things when you're just watching on the live stream. You can't really hear what's going on with the coaching staff and the players that they're talking about on the floor. But I'm excited to see them play with a little bit of tempo, a little bit of fun. Especially they need to bring the energy today on the road after Christmas break. I mean, a long layoff, a lot of kids out with illnesses and not having normal practices. It'll be interesting to see them get into a normal routine today. I'm excited to see how they play against a team last year that they really struggled with at home.
Isaac, you mentioned the sicknesses and the illnesses. This is kind of a weird game being on Christmas break with both teams having this layoff. It's a middle of the afternoon game, so it's not I mentioned before you got here, not a game like, say, against Roosevelt at 7 o'clock where you can get that energy from your home crowd and a big crowd. And how hard do you think it will be for Coach Roby today with just, I talked to him Tuesday, Isaac, he said they had to cancel one practice because there's so many kids sick the Tuesday before Christmas. And then this week they've had 10 kids out at a time. When you're in the first part of the season as a coach, I feel like you're trying to figure out what your rotations are. Well, you have the practice time to kind of maybe do that, and then all these kids are sick.
Absolutely. You know, it's really tough, especially this time of year. It's funny because you're seeing that at the college level with a lot of teams, you know, kids going back home for Christmas break, and then, you know, illness is playing a factor in cancellations of games and whatnot. But this O'Gorman Knights team, like you said, there are about 10 guys out at different times this Christmas break. It's been tough to get kids back into the gym healthy. And then, like you said, right before Christmas break, they had to cancel. They had a bunch of kids sick, a bunch of kids having to make up semester tests over this break just because of illnesses. And, yeah, that's not fun going into Christmas knowing that you still have to take a test after the break. But that's just what you have to deal with at this point, and it'll be interesting to see how they're kind of gelling together. Probably going to see a lot of short spurts of players tonight just nursing themselves back to full health. You're going to see a lot of kids probably going in and out of rotation, trying to get, I mean, you know, when you have illnesses like they've had, you know, the flu, the whatever the case is, influenza was going through the team, you're going to have a lot of guys who are going to be winded trying to get back into a full sprint here, and it'll just be interesting to see how they handle that tonight. They've got a lot of depth, this team does, but, yeah, we'll see how that goes this afternoon.
Isaac, we know, talking to Coach Roby, this T area team, they like to get up and go, and they play in transition. They shoot a lot of threes, about 23 threes a game. They have a 3-guard lineup. They do have a few bigger kids, but they're going to want to play really fast tonight on their home front of their home crowd. What kind of pace do you think for O'Gorman will favor us against this T team tonight?
I think if they, you know, O'Gorman's going to want to run with them a little bit. I think that we have the athletes that can match them across the board, but what's going to be really important is when we get into those half-court sets, being able to win down low in the post. I think that David Alpers and John Costello are going to have to be able to control what they can control down low. And when we get in those half-court sets offensively, they have to execute, run some set plays, get things moving. Something that I noticed, looking through the T stats, they've been outscored in the first quarter of ball games this year. I don't know if that's something that you
33
noticed.
to 16. That's a
Exactly.
question. That's a question I asked their coach.
Okay, so it'd be important for us this afternoon to get off to a hot start. I mean, they've been doubled up in the first quarter this year, and if you can get in on the road, their first home game, but take the life out of the crowd a little bit early in the first quarter, that's going to be something that could be playing a big factor in today's game.
All right, so these teams, the last time they met, Isaac remembers that game, and so do I think all your O'Gorman fans do. A T1 at O'Gorman is the first time they've ever played at O'Gorman. That was January 9th of last year, so about a year ago. 62 to 53. It was a Saturday afternoon game, an ugly game for O'Gorman. This was T area's. There was basically as close all the way through. We led it by 1 at half. T led by 1 going into the fourth quarter, and then they outscored us 24-16 in the fourth. I just remember that last 5 minutes, they just got really hot, just knocked down big three after big three. In that game, Isaac, the stat that stuck out to me the most was we were 7 for 31 on threes. So they played that 2-3 zone, and we just kept firing away and missing threes like crazy. And then we also got outscored by 8 points in the paint, which is kind of crazy thinking that we had Eddie Myler, David Alpers that time. So T did a good job down low in that ball game. This will be the third meeting of these two teams. The series is tied 1-1. O'Gorman won back in 2020, January 11th in this gym, 69 to 54. And quickly before we get to the scoreboard, Isaac, I know Coach Roby mentioned how T kind of celebrated a little bit at O'Gorman after their win. Do you think that's something, as some of your players, that's something he's kind of really let him know a little bit about that in practice leading up to this game?
Absolutely. You never like getting your when you're at your home court getting beat by a team that's in a division lower than you. I mean, single A basketball, but that's something that's going to be really important to this afternoon. Is Coach Roby is going to make sure that he reminds these guys, what happened last year on our home floor. Now let's go do it to them on their home floor and spoil their first home game of the season. That's definitely something that's on their minds. Definitely a lot of guys that are really excited to get out there and change what happened last year.
All right, so the scoreboard update, I'll take care of that, Isaac.
Perfect.
So the JV game, O'Gorman won that 51 to 41. The freshman game that just got over with right before you came, O'Gorman won 62 to 26. Good job by the freshman boys for O'Gorman. So today in AA boys, Watertown is at Aberdeen Central number 3 in AA. Sioux Falls, Lincoln, and that's a 3 o'clock start. At 4 o'clock, Sioux Falls, Lincoln is at Marshall, Minnesota. At 6:30 at the Pentagon, Thunder Basin, Wyoming is against Brandon Valley boys. Coach Nelson's Brandon Valley boys 0-3 on the young season. AA girls, Thunder Basin, Wyoming plays Brandon Valley at the Pentagon at 3:30. So there's a lot of Pentagon games, I believe, going on today. Yep. Harrisburg girls and Roosevelt girls play tonight at 7 o'clock. Both teams 0-3, so someone has to win that one tonight. West Central girls 3-0 are at Sioux Falls Jefferson tonight at 7, and also at 7 Aberdeen Central girls 1-4 at the Watertown girls, who are 3-0. So Watertown's girls, who we'll see next Friday night, are 3-0 on the young season.
Perfect. So that scoreboard update, let's see here, about botch that scoreboard update. Thanks to Brett Byler, and coming up on the other side of the break, we'll have Brett Byler, who sat down with the T area boys head coach Drew Weber to find out what the T Titans need to do tonight to have success against the O'Gorman Knights. And that interview is next here on the Knights Game Day Show here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR network? Please email the details at least 2 weeks in advance to heather@realpresenceradio.com. That's HEATHER at realpresenceradio.com. We can help spread the word about what's happening at your parish and in your diocese. Again, that email address is heather@realpresenceradio.com.
Here at Catholic Family Services, we believe counseling is for everyone. Catholic Family Services is here to help whether you are navigating a life transition, such as going to college or changing career paths, wanting to improve your communication skills, making plans for your future family, or wanting to understand mental health. If you would like more information or to set up an appointment with one of our trained professionals, call Catholic Family Services at 605-988-3775.
And welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show, brought to you by Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal. I'm now joined by T-Area Boys Coach Drew Weber. Coach, you played 2 games so far, both on the road, get a win over Dells and then lost to Dakota Valley. What are some of the biggest positives, Coach, you can take from those first 2 games this season?
But that's a good question. I'd say the biggest positive I can take away is we have a lot of new guys playing varsity this year. We only had 3 guys that played a lot of minutes last year. So you're just never 100% sure when you get out on the court, like, are they going to be up to snuff with the speed of the game, and are they going to be able to do the things? And so far through the 2 games, I think we really have shown, those other guys have really shown that they're going to grow into the type of players that we need them to be in order to have a successful season. We're going to take some bumps and bruises early with that. Got a lot of guys playing out of position this year. Blake Thompson, who would have been our starting point guard's out for the season with an injury, so we got guys moving around to kind of fill that. So I think early in the season we're going to kind of figure out what our rotation is and stuff like that. But I know I have 9 or 10 guys that we can really count on to play, and that's the biggest takeaway I think I have so far.
With Kale and Jeff being your 2 returning starters, are their roles a lot different, say, this year compared to last year, or kind of similar?
A good question there. Kale's probably similar. He's a 2-time All-Stater. We need him to be the best player on the court most nights, and that's what he was last year. Most nights he was the best player on the court. Not every night, because it's hard to do that. It doesn't matter who you are. But we need him to be the best guy, and he knows that. And he has a lot on his plate, both offensive and defensively for us. Jeff had been our point guard the last 2 years, and we really moved him off the ball more to get him more opportunities to be a scorer for us. And our point guard in our offense is usually more of a facilitator, and maybe a 6-7 shots a night. We want Jeff to score, get a lot more opportunities, 10, 12 shot attempts. So we kind of moved him off the ball there. So he has a little bit more on his plate too. But it's game to game. We play such a tough schedule and a lot of different brands of basketball that we see that everybody's different every night, what we're asking from them.
Coach, and today will be your first home game here against Sioux Falls O'Gorman, the number 2 team in AA. Is one of the things that you're looking at improving, say, tonight compared to the first 2 games? I just looking at the first quarter, the first 2 games you were outscored 3-16. How important will it be today to get off to a better start? 100%.
That's been a big talking point for us, and it's one of those just strange things that starts. 2 years ago, we had 5 new starters, and we were a terrible first quarter team. Last year, we had the exact same 5, and we're a great first quarter team. It's just one of those things. When we played Del Rapids, we had wide open shot after wide open shot the first quarter and couldn't get them to fall. We had a lot of opportunities where they threw us the ball and we couldn't convert those into turnovers. And so that was that first quarter. And then against Dakota Valley, we just were on our heels a lot. We took some bad shots, which led to runouts for them and got them some easy buckets. So that's going to be a big part tonight, just like it is a big talking point, something that we've discussed. And, it's just maybe just the difference to seeing the ball go through early or getting a foul or something that can kind of change the momentum and get it in our favor early.
What will be the biggest challenges for your defense, Coach, trying to slow down the O'Gorman offense, and how important will be rebounding tonight, limiting O'Gorman to 1 shot?
Yeah, 100%. They played 10 guys, have seen a lot of minutes this year, and they're all 6. I think 6 of those guys are 6'5" or bigger, and we have some size. We match up okay against them. It probably as good as about any Class A team could in terms of size. So, like you said, rebounding will be a big factor. Being able to defend them. We're going to do a lot of different things defensively today to try to keep them off balance. It's going to be some new stuff that we've done, and then some of the bread and butter stuff that we've done too. So hopefully we can just execute on both sides of the ball, the things that we've been working on here over break, and we'll come through.
What will be some keys for your offense against the O'Gorman defense, which is pretty tall and pretty physical?
Ball movement. We did not move the ball well against Dakota Valley at times, and that was the difference in that game. We just need to move the ball. Use all 5 spots of the court, and we can and let our guys facilitate for others instead of trying to go 1-on-3 or 1-on-4 at times. We just need to move the ball. If we can do that, we'll force some long closeouts on their side. It doesn't matter how tall you are. If you got to chase guys off the 3-point line, we'll be able to capitalize and use some of our quickness there and hopefully shots just fall.
Thanks so much. Good luck today.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We'd like to thank Coach for his time as we get right into our Coach Roby interview for the head coach of the O'Gorman Knights to figure out what they need to do this afternoon to defeat the T-Area Titans.
Brought to you by Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal. I'm now joined by O'Gorman boys coach Derek Roby. Coach, we're coming off a win against Sioux Falls Christian, a very good AA school, back on December 18th. 58-52 in that one. That was a back-to-back game. You didn't have Radley in that one. He was sick. You had Manny starting for him. Kind of trying to jot your memory back a little bit. In that ball game against Christian, kind of what impressed you most with your team getting a win there by 6 points at home?
Well, I think the thing that impressed me the most is just the competitiveness of our group. There was nobody was panicked. There were moments there that they just had the momentum. They had everything going their way, and our guys just kept fighting and just kept competing. And I think that's what impressed me the most is guys just stepped up and made big plays.
Coach, you beat Sioux Falls Jefferson, another good team, the day before the Christian game. Is there any common denominators you saw in those two home wins against two good teams in Jefferson and Christian?
Well, the first thing you just alluded to, we were able to play at home and take advantage of our home court a little bit. That's always nice. We're defending a little bit better, and we're trying to get ourselves into a rhythm. Who's playing at what time and who's coming in for who, and those kind of things that you're just kind of unsure of in the course of a basketball season. At Sioux Falls Christian, we had to kind of adjust a little bit because of Radley. It's that time of year. I think every team's probably going through this, but we have been as sick as we've ever been as a basketball team that I've had in 35 years. It's been incredible. Just colds and, the flu and influenza A, all that stuff. And it's just been a tough week for us, but I think everybody's in that same boat. That's what's going to be interesting about today's basketball game is, who's healthy, who's raring to go and ready to go, I guess. Like I said, our lineups will be it's like a jigsaw puzzle for us. We don't know who we even have day to day right now, but we'll compete with the guys we have and see what happens.
And today, Coach, we have another A school, another really good A school in T area. They returned two starters from their team last year, in the Worth kid and the Lundeen kid, who came in here to O'Gorman, as you remember, last on a Saturday in January and beat us 63-52. When you look at this year's T area team, what initially stands out to you about them, Coach?
Well, those two players right there, like you said, they're returning starters from a year ago, and everything goes through those two, especially Lundeen. Great player, great shooter, and I watched him on film against Dell. They just are perimeter orientated still. They just love to just shoot it around the perimeter, and they all can shoot it. So you have to guard them. You have to find them. And if we lose track of them, especially in their own gym, and it just kind of catapults, we're going to be in trouble. We've been stressing to them that this is always a game that T probably circles on their calendar. They get a chance to play again against AA opponent. And, last year, if you remember, at our own place, we made a late, I think we had an opportunity to go up 7, and I think we missed a layup, if I remember right. And then they came down and just hit a couple threes and just took the wind out of the sail, and we ended up getting beat. They lost some momentum right at the very end and ended up getting beat. And we reminded our guys, there was how excited they were, the celebration at the end of the game. And I don't mean that to be sour grapes, or I certainly don't mean it that way. But my point is T circles this on the calendar. They love to play against a AA opponent, and they want to prove to everybody that they can play at that level. So like the celebration at the end of the last year's game was a proven part of that, and I reminded our kids about that.
Finally, Coach, what will be some keys for us after an 11-day layoff between games against a very good T area team on the road today?
Well, we're going to have to find some energy and match their energy. Like I've already alluded to, they're very good around the perimeter, so we're going to have to defend, contest all shots, and we have to find them in transition because they like to push the basketball. And obviously, I'd like to be able to take advantage of our size, but they're certainly real big as well. We can't let them get it going offensively and start knocking down shot after shot after shot, and then all of a sudden it's going to be like, throwing a stone in the ocean. We just have to be able to defend and not let them, get their home crowd into it. And they're going to be tough to beat at their place. We know that, and we just have to come ready to play.
Thanks so much, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you much, Brett.
All right, that was Coach Derek Roby. We want to thank him for his time now with the keys to victory with Isaac Struck.
Well, first of all, we got to match up with T's energy right out of the gates. T playing the home game, their first one of the year. They're going to have a lot of energy right out of the gates. Make sure we play with them, play the tempo, know that we're the dominant school heading in here. They are always ready to play us. Also, we got to guard the three-point line. T's making about 8.5 threes a game. We got to play inside out offensively. T's biggest starter is at 6'4", so Alpers and Costello will be able to control some of the paint down low. And then also we got to play with the good tempo and control the boards. O'Gorman is a plus 9.5 rebounding team already this year, and Alpers averaging 11 rebounds a game. It'll be important to make sure that we out-rebound the Titans this afternoon.
All right, Isaac, we're going to go to the PA for the national anthem for tonight's ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we actually please rise in our miracle with the playing of our national anthem. Proper flag etiquette is to stand at attention facing the flag with your right hand over your heart and removing all hand wearing. All military personnel and veterans now in uniform may salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Awesome.
Okay, that was a national anthem. And the keys to victory have been brought to you by Closets and More, a locally owned company providing custom design closets and storage solutions. Closets and More can be reached at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. Isaac, who is your player to click for O'Gorman today?
I'm going to take David Alpers today. I think that David's going to have a big game tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. He's got a little bit of a good size matchup against T, especially when they have to go to their bench or if they're in foul trouble. I think David's going to be able to, if he stays out of foul trouble, he's a little foul happy sometimes, but if he stays out of foul trouble and controls the paint down low, I think he's going to have a solid game this afternoon.
And I didn't pick Rush Landry. Rush had two really good games against Jefferson and Christian, back-to-back games. I think his size will be pretty big for O'Gorman tonight against a smaller T area team. A guy to watch on T is K.O. Lundeen, a 6'3 senior guard, wearing number 3, a Northwestern Iowa commit. 24 points a game in the first two ball games. Shoots the ball a lot, 41 shots in those first two games. Got to find him. Tonight's O'Gorman Nights Game Day Show has been brought to you by Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. For more information, they can reach at 331-5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com.
And coming up next on the Knights Game Day Show here is the tip-off with our priest prayers, starting lineups for both teams, and final thoughts as we get ready for this afternoon's game between the T Titans and the O'Gorman Knights. That all is next on the Knights Game Day Show here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
J&J Caseworks and Closets and More is a proud sponsor of the O'Gorman Knights. Following the same rich, winning tradition, family, and Christian values, J&J Caseworks strives to create a work environment to call home. Family owned and operated, J&J Caseworks has several full-time positions available. Our team members pursue career goals, learn new skills, and get the recognition they deserve. To set up an appointment, J&J Caseworks can be reached at 605-332-0805 or email jobs@jmjcaseworks.com. Go Knights!
On the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Basketball is on the air. Brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, Sioux Equipment Company, Closets and More and JMJ Caseworks, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, and Barnett Lewis Funeral Home.
Tip-off to tonight's game is just moments away. With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights basketball, let's go to the gym.
All right, welcome back, folks. And now it's time for our starting lineups by the boys themselves. Here they are.
Emmanuel Struck, number 3, 6'3", senior, guard and forward.
Matt Ing, number 5, 6'2", junior, guard.
Rush Landry, number 23, 6'5", senior, guard, forward.
John Costello, number 50, 6'5", senior, center forward.
David Alpers, number 4, 6'6", senior, center.
And the T-Area Titans will start Jonah Kosher, the 6'1", junior. Number 1, he's a guard. Number 3, another guard, Kale Lundeen, the 6'3", senior, the Northwestern Iowa basketball commit. Number 11, guard, Jeff Worth, the 5'11", senior. Forward, Alex Pies, the 6'3", senior. And then at center, Rise Kirshenman, the 6'4", junior.
All right, thanks a lot, Isaac.
Rise. All right, so here we go. O'Gorman Knights in their away blues with the white numbers and gold trim around their lettering, getting ready to face off with the T-Area Titans as T wins the tip. And they'll control it here to start off the ball game as Kosher will bring it down the right side of the court, dribbling over into the corner now. They'll fling it up to Lundeen at the top of the key. He'll dribble, come off of a screen inside the paint, pull-up jumper is good. Kale Lundeen good for 2 from the left elbow, and it's 2-0 T.
And Lundeen's a guy to watch, 24 points a game in the first 2 ball games for T.
So T comes out in that 2-3 zone. Landry with it on the right wing, inside to Alpers. High-low pass to Costello. Turnaround hook shot, no good off the glass. Rebounded by the Titans, and now Lundeen will bring it up the floor.
That was a nice look by Alpers, Isaac. He actually leads O'Gorman in assists through 4 ball games.
If we're able to get that high-low look in the zone this afternoon, that could be huge for O'Gorman. Again, Lundeen this time kicks out over into the corner. Now back into the other corner is Kosher. He'll bring it up top over to Lundeen, swings it over around the perimeter, and now they'll dribble near inside. Pump fake down low inside now to Keisherman, and up top again, Lundeen has it over on the right wing. Lundeen, shot clock, quick pull-up jumper for 2, no good. Rebound goes to Alpers, and this time they'll clear it out with Ing. Down the side of the floor to Struck, over on the left wing, back to Ing. Thought about the 3, gives it to Struck. He thought about it, gets it inside to Costello. Now in and over into Rush Landry's hands. His shot no good, rebound to Kirsherman, and the Titans will push up down the floor now. Kosher up top, swings it over to Worth. Worth back to Kosher and into the corner this time with Pies. Pies off the dribble. Nice inside feed to Kirsherman, who goes up. He's going to travel with it, and that's a turnover for the Titans, so the Knights get the possession back here.
There's that intimidation factor by David Alpers that time, Isaac. He probably could have laid it up right away, but hesitated and then traveled.
Made sure not to get that thing blocked by Alpers. Ing with it up top to Struck. Struck looking inside, gets it to Alpers, flips it out to Ing. Ing, pull up 3 from the right wing is off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound inside by Rush Landry, and then he was fouled as he was brought to the floor. Believe the foul is on the ground, so O'Gorman will inbound it from underneath the basket. Foul's going to go to number 21, that's Alex Pies.
Knights should be able to get some offensive rebounds against this unit, Isaac. The tallest kid's 6'4". We have 3 guys 6'5" or taller in our starting unit.
Landry with it up top. He's going to take a pull-up 3, straight on, no good. Rebound into the hands of Kirshenman, and they'll push it up court now. This time it's Worth on the wing up top to Kosher. He'll swing it over now to Lundeen on the right wing. Lundeen guarded by Struck, dribbles by. Nice cut to the basket is good for 2. Lundeen a quick first step there as he cuts by Struck. Swings it over to Ing now, back up top to Struck, looks inside to Alpers, another kick out to Ing. Ing over to Costello, short corner 2 for Costello is good, and the Knights are on the scoreboard. It's 4-2 T with 5:30 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Knights, Isaac, missed their first 5 shots. They've all been pretty good shots, and finally Costello gets that first one.
Nice little short corner shot for Costello, and now they'll swing it over to Kosher in the corner, guarded by Ing. Tries to get it to Lundeen. Lundeen with all 4 for the Titans. He'll use a screen. Struck goes over the screen. Help from Alpers. They'll swing it over now to Kosher near the free throw line. Thought about a pull-up 2. It's in the hands of Lundeen at the three-point line. Guarded by Struck. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Flips it over to Kosher. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kosher turnaround. Tough 2 from the free throw line. No good. They're going to call a foul on Struck on the box out. Going to call it a push from behind.
Feels like a lot of the T players, Isaac, are pretty hesitant to shoot and just try to rely on Lundin to almost do everything offensively right now. 5 seconds.
Struggling to get it inbounded, finally gets it to Pies, who dribbles over and hands it off to Kosher. Kosher into the corner now. Pass is stolen away by Ng. That was Worth trying to feed it on the baseline. Now finds Costello in transition, and that thing is swatted off the glass by Lundin. In transition, off the window, no good for Jeff Worth, and the Knights will clear the rebound, and with 4:30 left here, it's still 4-2, T on top.
That's a great pass by Ng, but an even better block by Lundin.
And now Costello is going to get called with the moving screen, and now we'll have our first subs into the ball game tonight for the T Titans. That's number 15, Clayton Sattler. Number 43, Sam Almus. And then Cole Schilling, number 23 as well. First subs into the game for the Knights. This one will be Rad Mooney in for Rush Landry.
So Gorman downsizes a little bit with Mooney while T upsizes with a few post players they bring in.
Schilling was an O'Gorman player back in freshman year basketball. That shot no good by Schilling, and they're going to call an over-the-back foul here on number 15, Clayton Sattler. So Schilling at O'Gorman transfers to T now, playing for the T Titans, kind of a stretch five, if you will. It likes to shoot the three ball, likes to shoot it from the outside, not so much of the inside presence that you're used to out of a player of his size.
Yeah, pretty lanky 6'7" kid.
Struck with it over to Ng in the corner. Ng, that's a three. That's good. Nothing but net for Ng from the left corner, and the Knights have their first lead of the afternoon. It's 5-4 with exactly 4 minutes left in the ball game here in the first quarter.
I don't think Sattler read his scouting report there. He's the one O'Gorman kid you don't want to leave wide open.
That three from the corner is good. Jeff Worth over the hands of Rad Mooney, and the T Titans are on the board for the first time since Lundin's early points in the quarter.
7-5 T.
Up top over to Ng. Ng off the dribble. Pull up two from the baseline. That one short. No good. Rebound goes to Lundin, and the Titans will slow it down here offensively. Lundin off the dribble. Swings it over to Worth. Worth guarded by Mooney. He'll drive baseline inside. Tough pass up top to Schilling. Free throw line jumper from Schilling. Around and out. No good. And then a foul will be charged to Almus. Ambrose will come in for Alpers.
Both teams, Isaac, have got a lot of really good shots tonight, but neither team really shooting the ball well here in the first quarter. And wonder how much that layoff, 11 game days for O'Gorman, 9 days for T, has to do with that.
So Mooney will bring it up the floor. Chad Ambrose checked into the game for the Knights. He came in for Alpers. And now Mooney with it up top. He'll go off the dribble, fling it into the corner to Ng. Ng off the dribble, guarded tightly in that 2-3 zone. Back to Ng, over on the wing, steps into a long two, got touched. Rebound goes to Struck inside. He got his shot tipped, and then off the hands of Schilling out of bounds, and it'll stay with O'Gorman. And now Landry will come in for Struck.
I kind of like that because one of the O'Gorman guys kind of screened that guy in the zone on that far side there, allowing Matt to get an open shot. That's good job screening the zoner.
Kick to the corner. It's Landry off the dribble, gets his way into the paint, gets his shot stuffed. That time by number 15, Clayton Sattler. And now T will push up the floor down the right wing. It's going to be a Jeff Worth pull-up three in transition. No good. Rebound by Sattler, who beat everyone back down the floor. Almus for three from the left wing, and that's good. Almus getting his first playing time of the varsity season, knocks down a three from the left wing, and it's 10-5 Titans on top. Mooney swings it over to Landry. Landry to the corner with Ng, back up to Landry. Standstill three from the right wing for Landry. Air ball no good. Rebound goes to Lundin. They'll push up the floor. They've got Almus in transition. Layup off the window, good for two. It's 12-5 Titans. And Coach Roby will call a timeout here as the Titans faithful starts to get into it. And we'll have our first timeout of the afternoon, full timeout to the O'Gorman Knights. They trail 12-5 here at the T Area Titans. There are about 2 minutes left in action here as we send it into a break on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices.
Welcome back to T-Area High School as the Titans lead the Knights here 12-5 in the opening quarter, as the Knights have struggled from the floor so far offensively, really having a tough time getting it going as T is sitting in that 2-3 zone and getting hands-on shooters at that last second.
Yeah, and that's what they did to us last year, Isaac. It's kind of like they're enticing you to take that outside shot a little bit, and
they're getting
we fell for it last year, shooting 31 threes and making 7.
Yeah, and they're getting a late contest on the shot, too. I mean, it feels like it's open. It feels like it's open. You're about to take the shot, and then they're getting their long hands up and contesting the shot, making it tough looks for O'Gorman early on here. With 2:13 left in the ball game, left in the first quarter.
It's your first game, Isaac.
Only 5 points to show for. You got to get something going here on the offensive end.
And we'll see if Mooney can help provide that. He's more of a scorer coming off the bench tonight.
Eng in the corner now, dribbles inside, tough shot, passes it up to Mooney, over to Rush Landry in the corner, standstill 3 for Rush, that one off the front of the iron, no good. Ambrose rebound up for 2 is good, and Chad Ambrose on the scoreboard here in the first quarter. Look for him to play a little bit of a role, a little bit of a stretch big down inside near that free throw line, might be able to provide some jump shots here for the Knights in this zone. Schilling over into the corner with Lundeen off the dribble, cuts baseline, tries to force a pass inside, poked away by Matt Eng and out of bounds. Alpers will return, and now Heckenleibel will get his first minutes of the afternoon. He'll check in for Matt Eng, who takes his first rest.
And Matt did something that O'Gorman really hasn't done yet today, is he drove against that zone, got a little penetration, a kick out, so he went inside, outside to get an open shot and then an offensive rebound. And I think you got to do a little bit more of that than just perimeter pass it around and then shoot a 3.
Lundeen with it now, guarded by Ambrose. Tough matchup here for Ambrose. Got to get a switch off probably. Now this time a 3 from Kosher, top of the key. That one well off the mark. However, a rebound inside by Kirscherman, kicks it out. That 3 is good. And Sam Almus on the scoreboard again, his second 3 of the ball game. He's got 6 for the Titans.
I think O'Gorman might have been a little confused defensively what they were doing that possession.
Mooney off the dribble now to Ambrose in the corner. He'll take a standstill 3 from the corner, around and out, no good. Rebound goes to Kirscherman, and that's going to be another missed shot from the Knights. Haven't hit much of anything other than Eng's 3.
Pretty quick shots too, I think, Isaac.
Kosher off the dribble, guarded by Ambrose. He'll use a screen from Kirscherman up top to Almus. He's had the hot hand, drives off of the side, kick out to the corner. That's Worth for 3, no good. Rebound tipped off the hands of Alpers and into the basket. Both Alpers and Kirscherman went up for it. It was tipped last off the hands of Alpers and goes right into the basket. And now a steal in transition. It's going to be Almus trying to take this one. Stuffed by Alpers at the glass. However, the last rebound by, I believe that was Lundeen, puts it back in. But boy, did Alpers meet Almus at the glass there.
That's why you always have to hustle. You never assume, a layup's going to be made, and O'Gorman wasn't hustling back, and you get a good play by Alpers, but then a layup.
So Worth going to be called for the foul as Mooney was off the drive. And now Eng will come in for Heckenleibel.
Guessing Roby might show that play a little bit in film session, showing a little bit of hustle by Alpers, but where are your other 4 guys at?
Yep. Little confusion here with the substitutions now. T brings in Jackson Weber. Mooney with 9 seconds left, over to Eng. He'll drive inside, step back, fadeaway 3 from Eng, short off the iron, rebound to Landry, had a shot blocked. It's going to go out of bounds. There's going to be 0.5 left, enough for a catch and a shoot.
Do you know that because of the old Derek Fisher, was it 0.3 against the Spurs play?
Yep.
I don't know.
Surprised Heckenleibel doesn't come check in here for Landry in the corner.
Yeah, I would agree.
Lob to Alpers at the horn is good. A nice job from Ambrose to hit the touch pass to Alpers to hit it at the buzzer. And that'll do it for our first quarter here from T-Area High School as the Titans lead the O'Gorman Knights by 10, 19-9 here in the first game back from the Christmas break for both squads. We'll take a break, and you're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. Mark can be reached at 605-951-1803 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls offers comprehensive eye exams to assess their patients' eye health, including students and young athletes. At Barnett Vision Clinic, we offer a variety of glasses, contacts, and sunglasses to fit our patients' needs, including brands such as Oakley, Ray-Ban, Nike, Kate Spade, and Nano Vista glasses for kids. Dr. James Barnett is a proud O'Gorman alumni and St. Michael's parishioner. To schedule an appointment, we can be reached at 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
All right, we're starting the second quarter here at T-Area High School. The Titans, a big first quarter, up 19-9. Here is Isaac Struck with the play-by-play.
Costello up top, Struck, standstill three from the top of the key, short, no good. Rebound into the hands of Costello, who kept it alive, flings it up top to Eng. Eng dribbling inside, kicks it over to Alpers in the short corner, spin move baseline, tries to drop it off to Landry. It was off Landry's hands and then into the hands of T, who will push up the floor offensively here. Driving baseline is Lundeen. Tough floater, no good. Rebound by Kirscherman, doesn't go, and then a rebound inside by Lundeen. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line for 2 free throws here.
I think Lundeen got away with maybe an offensive foul against Struck that time, kind of the clear-out move. T. Isaac is one of the, if you look at this, the height on these kids, they're probably one of the bigger Class A schools. You've seen 3 or 4 blocks, and Landry getting stuffed a couple of times, so I think O'Gorman wasn't ready for that part of it.
Yeah, they're getting good hands and deflections and passing lanes, making O'Gorman really work for everything that they can get. So Struck will bring it up as both free throws fell. Swings it over to Landry. Up top to Struck. Looking inside at Costello. Swings it over to Eng instead. Up top to Struck again, and this time swings it back to Eng on the perimeter. They've got to move around a little bit. Don't have much movement going on as Landry swings it back over to Eng. Eng will dribble baseline this time. Flip it up top. Poked away and out of bounds.
21-9. T-Area leading here. 7:05 left in the second quarter.
Costello will come out as Mooney comes back in, hoping to get some more shooters on the floor here for O'Gorman. Mooney up top with it. Once again guarded in this zone, the 2-3 zone, causing some matchup problems for O'Gorman. Offensively, Mooney dribbling over. This time he's going to have to give it up to Struck. 4 seconds left. He's going to have to take a floater at the end of the shot clock. No good. Rebound, Alpers inside. Back to Struck. Floater over the top is good. So Struck over the top of Kirscherman for 2. That's his first points of the afternoon, and it's 21-11 with 6:41 left here in the second quarter. O'Gorman had got to start taking advantage of some of those size opportunities inside. Even though it's 2-3 zone, you got to start dumping it off somewhere. That's got to be a travel. This time stolen away by Mooney. He'll dribble in transition, avoids the pressure, kicks it out to Eng. Standstill 3 from the corner is good. And Matt Eng knocks down a big 3. And the Knights get a nice possession there as Mooney looked like he was going to take the transition layup that time, then dribbled all the way around and kicked it out. And the Knights get a 3 out of it.
Isn't that funny how basketball, 20 years ago, that would be a layup. And now you're
absolutely
bringing it out to a 3-point shot.
Kirscherman inside off the window, no good. Rebound by Struck. And then he's fouled by Kirscherman, who's going to get called for the reach around. That's only his first foul, so O'Gorman with 3 team fouls, T with 5. O'Gorman 2 fouls away from shooting 1-and-1 free throws here from the Titans. Mooney will dribble up the floor, passes it over to Struck on the right wing, inside to Landry. Nice quick pass to the free throw line, out to Mooney. It's Struck wide open. He'll take a standstill 3 from the wing, and that's good. Manny Struck knocks down the 3 from the right wing, and it's 21-17 here. O'Gorman starting to make some noise in the second quarter.
Little 8-0 run for O'Gorman, Isaac.
Nice pass inside to Kirscherman, who finishes off the window. Got the size advantage with Mooney underneath, and a timeout from T. However, O'Gorman went on that 8-0 run, and then T answers with a layup, so it's back to a 6-point ball game, and it'll be a 30-second timeout.
We'll just stay right here, Isaac. 23-17. Titans leading the Knights. This is T's third game. They haven't played since December 20th. O'Gorman's fifth game. They haven't played since December 18th. Do you see O'Gorman now, Isaac, as we get into the second quarter, finding a little bit more rhythm finally offensively?
Yes, absolutely. They're starting to get that inside-out basketball. You got to be able to make sure that you make a threat inside before you start taking those threes, and that led to 2 of the threes there. We're just making sure that we got a post touch at some point here, as now O'Gorman's starting to field a little bit from the perimeter, hoping to keep that going.
Well, even if you just move the ball around a little bit and have a couple extra passes, it tires the defense out a little bit too. Players don't want to defend for 36 seconds, you know?
Yep.
So, and defend all areas of the court.
So now T will come out in a man defense here as Mooney will take it and hand it off to Ing. Ing looking at Alpers on the cut inside. Alpers turnaround, tough finish, no good. Tipped in by Struck. What a nice tip in by Struck, who used the ability to leap up over the defense, and it's 23-19.
There's that Struck athletic ability right there.
Something that I was not graced with like he is. Nice dump inside again, losing track of Kirscherman, who then misses the layup inside. Twice now he's slipped that backdoor cut inside. As Landry off the dribble, they're going to call a blocking foul on Lundeen.
That's 6 team fouls.
For a second there, when Manny tipped that thing in with the left hand, I thought he was just going to flush it with the left hand. Both him and Alpers have been up top over everybody today. Alpers in the corner, up top to Struck. Looking inside, finds Landry inside. Nice pass off the window. Can't get it to fall, but it was fouled. And Landry will step up to the line for 2 free throws. The Knights starting to move the ball around well offensively and getting some good looks at the rim.
And having someone like Struck, 6'3" at the top of the key there, he can see over those small guards for T to make a really good pass like he did.
Absolutely. Landry's first free throw rolls around and in. Landry is a 25% free throw shooter on the season. He's 1 of 4. And make that 2 of 5 now. Small sample size for Landry.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, make another one here and we'll double it from 25 to 50%.
Landry's second free throw on the way and good.
I even jinx him, Isaac. Usually that's the announcer's jinx right there.
Way to go.
That's Dan who's the jinxer.
Well, of course. Dan always is. So this time it'll be Almus from the corner. He'll drive baseline, go up for 2. Good. Beat Ing back door on the baseline cut, and Costello was a little bit late in the rotation, and they couldn't get a stop on the baseline drive. Mooney up top. He'll go off the dribble. Use a nice screen from Costello. Inside slicing for 2 is Costello on a nice give and go from Costello to Mooney and right back to him as he cut down the center of the paint. Almus in the corner off the dribble. Up top. Swinging it over now into the corner. That's Worth. Worth looking inside at Schilling. Guarded by Costello. Now Worth will go off the dribble up to the top of the key. He'll bring it out towards the half-court line and now over to the right side wing. He'll use a screen and then a nice blitz off the ball from Landry. He's going to force a pass over to Almus. Lundeen, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Pull up, lost the dribble. Bouncing around. Lundeen finally gets it into the hands of Almus. Swings it around. Shot clock violation. And the Knights play great defense and turn over the Titans.
Give Radley Mooney a lot of credit that possession. He was doing a lot of ball denial on Lundeen, who really wasn't trying to get the ball for a while, but then when he did, he kind of fumbled it, and that was kind of what ruined the possession in that last 5 seconds.
Absolutely. Mooney dribbling it up across the court. Struck came out, and they bring a deep 3 from Eng, no good. Landry back in. Landry with the board inside, up off the window, around the rim and off, no good. Rebound into the hands of Mooney, into the hands of Landry, and now they're going to call a jump ball as the T-Titans coach displeased down on the baseline.
And that's where O'Gorman has got the big advantage, especially in the second quarter, is on that offensive glass.
Absolutely. being able to get up there and get those second chance points has been crucial here in the second quarter, in which the Knights have outscored the Titans.
So it was
14-4.
And yeah, it was 21-9. Now it's 25-23. So quite the change in about 4-minute time span. Is there some blood on Landry, maybe?
Oh yeah, Landry's got a cut on his eye. He's going to have to go now down in the corner with trainer Tiffany. So yeah, some blood will bring Struck back into the game for Landry. Elmas off the dribble up top to Schilling. He'll walk it over to the left wing, hand it off to Worth. Back to Schilling. Thought about a three. He'll go off the dribble. Behind the back pass to Lundin. Inside to Schilling. He's going to be fouled by Alpers, who tried to beat Schilling to the basketball and then ended up just bodying him over near the left block. So now into the game comes RP.
I think it's Malchow, I think. Machol, there we go.
There we go, RP Machol into the game now for the O'Gorman Knights. His first action.
Oh, that was an old Charles Barkley play right there. He just ran right over it.
Grabbing the board and then dishes it out to Eng. It's a nice possession there defensively for Machol. Kick out to Struck. He's got a standstill three from the wing. That one off the mark, no good. That one seemed a little bit flatter than his previous three-pointer. Kind of knew it right off the hands. Lundin, deep pull-up three over Mooney is good. So Lundin knocks down the deep three, and it's 28-23. Titans on top. This is back to their largest lead here of the last couple of possessions. Inside, Machol up over is good.
You know who he is? He has the pink shoes.
Yep. RP up over the top of the defender Kirscherman, and he's on the board for the first time. Struck's going to take a... Oh, they're going to call a blocking foul on Struck. I looked like he was set under there for a while. Maybe not. Huh.
That's kind of always the hardest call in basketball, is that block charge call.
Free throw up, no good for Lundin. Back into the game for the Knights now is Landry for Struck.
28-25. T hanging to that lead still, 2:19 in the second quarter.
That free throw from Lundin is good, so 1 of 2.
Does Radley have blood on him now?
And now we've got blood on Mooney as well, so now Heckenleibel is going to come in for Mooney. That one, a deeper gash on the arm of Mooney there. T-Titans might need to clip their fingernails before their next basketball game here.
No kidding.
Heckenleibel up top to Eng, over to Landry now on the left wing. Up top, Eng, back to Landry. A little back and forth action here on the top perimeter area. Now dumps inside to Costello, flips it out to Heckenleibel. Three from the wing. That one off the mark, no good. That one too strong. That's what he's in there for, to shoot. That one just a little bit too strong. Pull up three by Lundin, well short. Rebound goes to Costello. They're going to call Schilling with the reach around foul from behind, and that's actually going to send Costello to the line for a 1-and-1. And the Knights will be back to the free throw line here. It's going to be Schilling's first foul. He'll now come out.
Knights are about 68% so far, Isaac, this season on the free throw line as a team. They were perfect in that Jefferson game. Which you rarely see.
Yeah.
I think it was like something like 11 for 11 or 12 for 12.
Costello, free throw around and in. Kirscherman decided that he was just going to stay for the one free throw and headed down the court.
Get a little extra cardio, right?
Yep. Costello's second free throw around the rim and good. So Costello 2-2 at the line, and the lead is down to 2. T29, O'Gorman 27, 1:45 left here in the second quarter. The Knights were trailing by 12 at one point in this quarter, have it down to 2 now. Dump inside to Kirscherman, backdoor cut to Lundin, nice layup, good for 2. The Knights have been beat backdoor repeatedly so far this afternoon. Got to make sure that you stay with your man on those cuts. Mooney, kick out to the corner. Eng dribbles inside. He'll finish at the rim. Got his shot blocked by Kirscherman. And into the hands now of Worth. Over to Lundeen in transition. Had it blocked by Costello. I think they're going to call a push on Mooney.
That's a really good pass.
They're going to call it on Costello. It was a really nice pass from the right wing.
That covered some distance, too.
Yeah, Alex Pies on the feed. A one-handed full-court bounce pass into the hands of Lundeen, who knocks down the first of two.
And that's what happens too sometimes when your guard, which is Ing, drives in and gets a shot blocked. Then the other guard needs to cover for him, whoever's on the top, and sometimes you fall asleep, and then it gives up the fast break.
Lundeen's second free throw, good. 33-27. T area on top here in the early going. Landry, bully ball inside, couldn't get the shot to fall. Into the hands of Kirscherman on the rebound, gives it up to Kosher, who will bring it across half court. Walk it over to Lundeen, who has it at half court, guarded closely by Mooney this time, as Mooney's trying not to let up another deep three-pointer. As Landry hits the deck, this time into the hands of Worth. His three-pointer, good. This T team likes to launch it from the perimeter, and what was a 2-point lead is now a 7-0 run and a 9-point lead for the Titans. Inside, Machol up top to Landry. Landry off the dribble, cuts his way into the paint. He's going to be... Jump ball is going to be called. Possession's going to stay with the Knights.
Sometimes like that, it's too much dribbling. It's hard to drive through it, especially in... They're so active, the T in this zone is you're not going to bully through them from the top to the bottom like Landry tried to do there.
Ambrose inbounding the basketball. It's got no one open, has to give it up top to Mooney. Mooney off the dribble behind the back over to Eng. 15 on the shot clock, 20 left in the quarter. Inside to Ambrose. He'll take an elbow jumper, had it poked away from behind into the hands of Lundeen in transition. 15 seconds left. Lundeen driving baseline, pulls it back out, up top, and with 10 seconds left, T will hold for the final shot and a chance to make it double digits. Oh, you got to steal those weak passes. Into the corner, three-pointer at the buzzer, off the mark, no good. And the Knights will survive the final possession. However, they trail the T-Area Titans 36-27 heading into the halftime break. O'Gorman had the lead down to 2, and a 7-0 run to end the quarter from the Titans is bringing us to our score here as we head into halftime. Stick around for the halftime show here on Real Presence Radio Network for some live, for some stats, some coverage of the game, and some look into some things going around inside O'Gorman. That all next here on the break on Real Presence Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls offers a daily buffet featuring a variety of pizza choices, salad bar, and chicken. Pizza Ranch has a spacious dining room as well as 8 party rooms that fit different group sizes. Their online menu provides another option for their customers to order from. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
At Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We believe in ensuring our customers are happy with the work we deliver. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. We have worked on businesses including schools, universities, hospitals, churches, and factories. For more information, we can be reached at 605-331-5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Halftime Show. Brought to you by your Knights of Columbus field agents for the Sioux Falls area, Jeff Gillen and Phil Carlson.
Welcome back to T Area High School, where the Knights trail the T Titans by 9 at the break in what's been a really back and forth ball game into the second quarter there. O'Gorman got off to a slow start. They trailed by as much as 12. At one point, they were down 21-9, and then they answered with an 8-0 run of their own and started to battle back. Had it down to 2 before T was able to go on a 7-0 run to end the half and take that 36-27 lead into the break. Some things to keep an eye on. A little bit of foul trouble for the Knights, a little bit of foul trouble for the Titans. Nothing too egregious, but the Knights have really struggled from the perimeter so far. They were ice cold to start the ball game from the three-point line. Started to heat up a little bit in the second quarter. They had 3 threes in that quarter. And then after closing in the last part of the second quarter there, the last stretch, they really had a tough time finding anything again on the offensive end. It's been the T Area Titans zone defense that has been giving the Knights the most fits so far.
Well, I think O'Gorman in the second quarter got a little bit more better ball movement, got the ball inside in the high post a little bit more inside outside at times. But T's pretty disruptive in that zone. Sometimes you think, it's just going to be easy pass around the perimeter up top. Well, they're making it tough for O'Gorman. They blocked 5 or 6 shots already in the game. I think the offensive rebounding that first part, Isaac, in the second quarter, that really helped us kind of on that run we made up all those points on. And then defensively, I think we've gave up too many backdoor cuts, too many layups in regards to it's good to play an aggressive man-to-man defense, but you can't be over-aggressive and get backdoored, and that's happened. I think probably Coach Roby's probably talking to those guys in halftime about right now, too much to his liking, I think, right now.
Absolutely. They got to make sure that they're getting those inside touches, taking care of things on the defensive end. Getting beat backdoor is more just a discipline thing. I mean, you got to be able to see the ball and your man and make sure that you're not getting beat on a backdoor cut. I mean, it's simple basketball, and those are the things that frustrate Coach Roby the most. So I'm sure that he's given him an earful about making sure you're disciplined on the defensive end, because in order to play a basketball game, you can't just outscore everybody. You have to make sure that you're providing on the defensive end as well.
Yeah, and getting back in transition is another topic I'm sure we're talking about. I mean, there's 2 or 3 layups they got off of shots that we missed, long shots, or Matt Ing had one blocked. They whip it out, and a couple of transition layups, a couple of fouls leading to points. That's another thing, too. A lot of it's talking, too, you know. You have to have guys that are communicating on the defensive end and getting back too. So you gotta, defense is effort, but it's also communication. And offensively, I think we kind of still got to move the ball better, Isaac. I think we're still trying to. I don't know if it just feels like it's stagnant. Players are over dribbling and trying to do too much. Where you can just do a quick pass might be more beneficial for them.
Absolutely, trying to do a little bit too much at a time where you don't need to, dribbling into 2 defenders, trying to flip up something crazy there at the end of the break. But yeah, I mean, in order for us to have success in the second half, we need to make sure that we're swinging the basketball around, getting our post touches inside, making sure that we get that defense to sink in a little bit and open up that 3 ball.
All right, Isaac, I have a fun Inside O'Gorman segment for us. When we come back, we'll talk about. I'll mention some of my 5 most memorable O'Gorman sports broadcasts in 2021. We'll see if Isaac might have a few that I didn't mention, but that's going to be a little fun segment me and Isaac will be doing live after the 60-second break. You're listening to tonight's halftime show on Real Presence Radio.
Sioux Equipment Company can sell and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Pre-planning a funeral is a wonderful gift for families. I'm David Lewis of Barnett Lewis Funeral Home, a family-owned and operated service to the community. Our goal is to make arrangements with families comfortable when they decide what their wishes are for funeral services. I will listen to all needs and offer choices for funeral arrangements and make sure all questions are answered. Barnett Lewis Funeral Home can be contacted at 336-0707 or by going to barnettlewis.com.
Welcome back to T Area High School here on Real Presence Radio Network, where the O'Gormanites are playing the T Titans here in an afternoon matchup between a AA squad and a single A squad, with T leading 36-27. Now, our Inside O'Gorman segment, I'll let Brett kind of go through some of the most memorable games that we've covered in the 2021 calendar year, as we are shifting into the new year and the new celebrations and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Recap what was a good year overall for O'Gormanites out
there. It really was, Isaac. And so what this entails is girls and boys basketball from January of 2021 through March of this past season, then football this fall, and then I included volleyball from my streams this fall, and then basketball for the first 7 total games. So when I came up with number 1 was the Dakota Bowl Roosevelt game that took 3 days to complete. O'Gorman won 14-12. It wasn't as much from what we saw in the field. It was just how long that took for that game to finally get done.
I don't think you'll get anything more memorable than that in this sports season, even maybe ever. I mean, a 3-day football game that was never played on day 1, and then day 2 was a first half, and
on
day
a Monday
3
afternoon,
a second half,
on a Tuesday afternoon.
And it was just wild. I don't think you'll ever see that again in a sporting event. But yeah, Mother Nature had other plans for the Dakota Bowl this year, but eventually the Knights prevailed 14-12 in that game, in which was a pretty entertaining second half.
And then the second one was the girls' state semifinal matchup at the Pentagon against Washington. We ended up losing 55-49. I think that 6-point difference at the end was the biggest lead either team had that whole game. It was back and forth. It really felt like an actual state tournament game with COVID and everything. Such a fun game. We didn't win it, but that was a memorable one for me.
Absolutely. I just remember that was kind of one of those games where Molly Abdouche really played really well. I mean, as a freshman, being able to knock down a couple of big threes in that game, I remember calling. Still remember there was a layup inside, I want to say it was Friedman maybe, where it tied the game, and you could just feel the energy in the Pentagon, which is such a great environment for a state tournament like that. Really well put on, a great game. That one was really fun.
And the 2 ones back-to-back real quick, 3 and 4 for me was the state. Number 3 was the state semifinals, boys against Washington, winning that one 51-48. Big 3-pointer by Ben Renshaw, about 2 minutes left in that ball game, if you remember. And then the other game against Washington, at Washington, we won that 65-62. Washington was 13-0 going to that ball game. We were coming off the Mitchell win at the Corn Palace. 2 days later, won at Washington.
Absolutely, and then that was a really fun game to call. Both of those were really fun games to call. Washington only 3 losses, had 4 as they lost the 3rd, 4th place game, but we gave Washington all 3 of their losses heading into that last game of the season that year, so those were both tremendous wins. And then the 5th one was a Tiger Bowl this year. It was a fun game to cover. O'Gorman had their chances in that game. It was just cool, the environment at the Tiger Bowl. PJ Fleck was at the game watching.
Yes.
Harrisburg offense was doing really well. It's kind of fun to watch bits and pieces of games like that and be able to digest. And I would say that O'Gorman, gave Harrisburg one of their better games of the season that game, even though it was early on. Still a fun, competitive game.
And that was really before Ryland Satter was playing much, or Hagee was playing much as well. My honorable mention was the volleyball game against Washington on October 22nd. 3-2, Washington won that one. So Inside O'Gorman has been brought to you by Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. Our 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Our schools strive to have excellence where it counts in faith, academics, and in our community, and opportunities to offer to our students. ognice.org to schedule a tour. People on Twitter, I'll put that tweet out tonight. Tell me some of your memorable O'Gorman games in 2021.
There's going to be a block underneath. It's going to go to Alpers.
And also, real quick, Isaac, the halftime show has been brought to you by the BB Agency, supporting Knights of Columbus, insurance for South Dakota, Southwest Minnesota, Northeastern Iowa, for life insurance, long-term care insurance, retirement products. Call the BB Agency at 882-8689 to connect to the field agent near you. Knights of Columbus Insurance, strong, dependable, faith-based insurance, protecting your family's financial future.
Lundeen at the free throw line. His first shot is good. Another honorable mention I want to make about that 2021 sports season. The game at the Corn Palace against Mitchell was one of the more enjoyable games to cover. I think O'Gorman shot like 80% from the field in the first half and absolutely just shot the lights out of it for the remainder of the game and beat a Mitchell team who was very solid by 20 points on the road on a weekday game. I mean, that was a fun game to cover.
Absolutely.
Up top, Struck swings it over to Ing. Didn't see where Ing went. Ing still wound up with the basketball. Now Costello dribbling it out. Tries to force a pass off of the foot of Kosher and out of bounds.
Yeah, that Mitchell team was with Alm and Hinker.
Yep.
They were in Helloy. They were just a really good team.
Landry, some bully ball inside, up off the glass. Good for 2 and a foul. Rush Landry will head to the free throw line for a +1 here as he got that ball inside, had it poked out of his hands, realized he was still open and bullied his way in for 2.
His second, team first.
Free throw from Landry is up and good. 38-30, start of the third quarter here, 7:29 left to be exact. Both teams on the board already, and now we've got some stat board stats up on the board finally.
Hey, there we go.
Lundin leading the way with 15. That's going to be a charge this time. Alpers was underneath the basket as Lundin got the shot to fall, however drew contact and not in a good way, as that's an offensive foul for Lundin, his second of the game.
Saw 2 former great outstanding O'Gorman basketball player. Well, one's a football, one's a basketball player today. Isaac Kenyon Bauer was here earlier to watch his little brother Dawson. And then J.P. Costello I have seen as well.
Struck inside little floater, 2-footed floater, no good, into the hands of Costello, who now will go to the free throw line.
Isn't that kind of fun, too? I mean, you being a former O'Gorman alum, with Christmas break, some of these kids that are still in college can come back and watch some of the sports that they play growing up.
Absolutely. I also saw Zach Nagel in the building earlier. Had to talk to him real quick. His brother Connor, actually the freshman B coach now for O'Gorman, coached with him last year. We were both the 8th grade coaches at the junior high. And then Connor moving up to help coach after Coach Keppen stepped away, and Coach Cole filled the sophomore role. Coach Jacobson into the A role at freshman level, and then Coach Connor Nagel now the B coach.
So that's 3 fouls on Lundin, so he has to go to the bench. So where's the offense for T going to come from right now?
Wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of 3-point shots coming out of Worth, or maybe some inside looks with Kirscherman. But yeah, definitely their best offensive player with 15 points right now out of the ball game, and he's really been keeping everything going for them as that 3 around the rim and out, no good. Struck will push it up the left side of the floor with Landry. Landry off the dribble to the left wing. He's going to be fouled this time by Almus, and that'll be another foul. That'll be the Titans' 4th foul in the first minute and a half here of the second half. Struck up top with it. Knights trail by 7.
They're fouling at a historic clip right now.
Yeah. Struck dribbles over to the right wing, up top to Landry, looking inside, swings it back to Struck. Looking into the short corner, now inside to Costello, who has it at the elbow, slapped from behind by Hirscherman, and that's the 5th foul in the opening minutes.
That's his 3rd. So
now
2 starters with 3 fouls.
Clayton Sattler is going to have to come into the game here for the Titans. Mooney's going to come in for Landry.
O'Gorman is pretty stagnant on that last possession with not much actual movement. Let's see if they can move around a little bit more in the zone.
Into Alpers in the corner, up top to Ings. Swings it over to Mooney. He'll take a straight-on 3 from the top of the key. Short, no good. Rebound into the hands of T. In transition now. Poked away by Costello. Saved by Struck. Into the hands of Mooney. Behind the back dribble. And now he'll finally control it and passes it up to Ing. Ing off the dribble. Inside to Alpers. Turnaround hook shot around and in. Nice offense there after good defense in transition. And the Knights have it down to 5. Off the dribble is Kosher, up top to Worth. Worth looking over at Almus. Good defense by Ing is going to force Worth to come off of a screen. Kicks it out into the corner now to Almus. Dribble baseline. Forces a tough pass that somehow winds up in the hands of Worth in the corner for 3. That pass from underneath got tipped and then wound up into the hands of Worth for 3. And it'll be a 30-second timeout here.
We'll take a quick 30-second break. Knights trailing by 8 right now.
Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome back to T High School here as the Titans lead 41-33 thanks to that last three there from Jeff Worth, who's up to 9 points on the afternoon. He's got 3 threes.
Yeah, him and Lundin average to combine 37 points a game, so those two can really score it.
Mooney inside. Alpers around the rim and out, no good, but he was fouled. He tried to swoop underneath from the left block all the way to the right side of the floor and nearly got it up and in. This time he'll head to the line for 2.
You saw, you didn't see the Roosevelt game. They had a kid for Roosevelt who did that same thing a lot, where it's almost like it's an easier shot on the front side, but then you want to try to go to the back side.
Stretch it all the way around. Landry's going to be coming in for the shooter here.
So that's 16 fouls as Alpers makes the first one on T with, 5:28 left in the third quarter. You got to keep really driving O'Gorman, get them in the penalty.
And T, not a team that goes deep into their bench with a lot of minutes played. They've used some bench guys, but only for about a 2-3 minute spurt in a game. But now you've got a lot of guys out in foul trouble right now, and they have to start playing a lot more of these bench role players and for extended minutes.
They basically have an 8-man rotation, so they basically bring about 3 kids off their bench, but then you start getting people, and that's actually now Alper's 4th foul.
So Alper is going to take an extended break on the bench now as Landry came in for him. 3 from the corner by Almus is good.
He's came off the bench. I was going to give him 13 points tonight.
And someone that hasn't played in their first 2 games of the season, really providing a big spark for them offensively. Ing, that 3 short, no good, grabs his own board, over to Costello, looking around, back to Ing, thought about another 3, this time takes a really contested one, no good on the shot. Now Almus in transition, he's going to be on the run, trips over his own feet, now into the hands of Mooney, up top to Landry, he's going to cut inside, Euro step, finish off the window, good for 2.
I was surprised they didn't call a foul on that 3-pointer over here by Ing. It looks like he kind of got undercut. Which gets dangerous for a shooter, too, when you're in their landing space.
Schilling up top, swings it over to Worth. Worth off the dribble. Looking over to the wing, over to Almus, dribbled it off of his foot. Now off the dribble again, up top to Schilling. He'll hand off over in the corner with Worth. Worth comes off of a screen from Schilling. Free throw line jumper over Mooney. Off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound goes to Struck. He'll hand it off to Mooney, and the Knights clear the defensive possession. Landry off the dribble, cuts into the paint, kicks it out to Ing. Standstill 3, that one too strong, no good. Rebound goes to Mooney. Jump pass inside to Landry. Tough finish off the window. Good for 2. The Knights got a little momentum, and they'll take a timeout. 44-38. T still with the lead, but O'Gorman making some momentum here, and he'll take a full timeout. So with 3:49 left in the third quarter, Knights cut the deficit to 6 here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting an estimated 42 Sioux Falls O'Gorman girls and boys basketball games from the middle of December 2021 to the middle of March 2022. Tune into the RPR network on 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at realpresenceradio.com, on our free mobile app, and on YouTube at Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman basketball broadcast, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Upon graduation from O'Gorman High School, you will receive far more than a diploma. You get the values of a Catholic education, the support and reach of thousands of alum from across the country, the knowledge that you can become who you were meant to be, and our community will be right there by your side. You belong in blue. O'Gorman High School.
Up top, Lundin back into the game with his 3 fouls. He'll drive baseline, gets it tipped off of the Knights and out of bounds. That one looked like it possibly could have been a double tip off of Lundin's shoulder and out of bounds. This time they'll hand off to Lundin. He'll drive inside again. This one poked out of his hands. They're going to call Ambrose with the foul.
So that'll be 3, I believe, now for O'Gorman. Ambrose first.
Worth trying to inbound the basketball, finally gets it to Lundin over on the right wing, guarded by Struck. Over to Schilling, up top to Worth. Worth thought about a 3 for a second. Now is going to have to swing it away. Good defense by Landry, poked away by Ing. Knights have a chance in possession here, in transition here. Saved somehow in the corner by Radley Mooney. Then his three-pointer no good into the hands of Schilling. Sattler off the dribble, crossover, just lost it. Too fast and too quick for the big man. Made a nice crossover and then just lost it off his foot out of bounds. So Knights survive a fast break attempt there for the Titans.
I think he thought he was Steve Nash there for a second. Those big guys, sometimes they can't help themselves. Skin of the Isaac.
the eyes get real big when they see a wide open cut or basket here. 3 minutes left here in the third quarter, 44-38. Titans on top of the Knights. O'Gorman with the basketball. Another zone defense here from the Titans. Mooney, nice off the dribble move inside to Landry in the short corner. Or excuse me, that was Ambrose in the short corner, then throws it away. Swings it over Worth. Standstill 3 from the corner. That one no good. That's a lucky miss there from O'Gorman, as Worth has been real nice with the three-point shot this afternoon. That time just standing wide open, almost like he had too much room, thought about it for too long and missed it.
Sometimes you can be too wide open if that doesn't make sense, but sometimes those are harder to hit than the ones that you are contested.
You're not in rhythm like you normally are. Landry up top with it. 14 on the shot clock, looking inside to Ambrose in the short corner, up top to Landry. He'll go off the drive. Nice free throw line jumper. That one no good. Rebound inside by Ambrose, up off the window for 2. Nice offensive board and an even better finish, and the lead is down to 4. Lundeen off the dribble, crossover to the hoop, good for 2. He's quick. Got nice moves off the dribble there, and the lead is back to 6. Mooney drives inside, had it poked away out of his hands. Into the hands now of Worth. Worth, pull up 3 in transition. Off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound goes to Ing. Has it, tosses it over to Mooney across the half-court line.
This is becoming more of a T pace right here. O'Gorman needs to just calm down, slow it down a bit.
Mooney on the left wing, standstill 3. That one off the mark, no good. Rebound into the hands of Landry. Tough finish, no good. Bounces around a few times off the head of Schilling. Out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Knights. Costello will come in now for Struck. And Heckenleibel will come in for Eng.
You just wonder with the illnesses and sicknesses how the endurance is, at this point now, late third quarter, early fourth quarter, going to some of these guys who haven't practiced much getting big minutes tonight.
Some tired legs for sure. Costello, he's got Heckenleibel in the corner, doesn't see him, gets it inside to Ambrose, off the window, good for 2. Chad Ambrose having himself an afternoon. He's got 6 points right now for the Knights, 2 in the back-to-back possessions. Ambrose doing a good job of taking what the defense is giving him down low in the paint. That shot no good from Lundeen. Mooney off the dribble. Gives it up to Ambrose. Looks inside to Costello. Costello out up top to Mooney. Nearly threw it away. Into the hands of Heckenleibel. Corner 3. No good. A rebound into the hands of Sattler. And Landry tries to poke at it. Can't get it. Lundeen, transition. Drives off of Ambrose. And then cuts his way to the baseline. Pull up 2 from Lundeen is good.
He's very, very smooth out there. Can seem like he can get any shot he wants.
Heckenleibel with it, up top to Mooney. Mooney back to Heckenleibel, swinging it around the perimeter once again. This time Mooney handoff to Landry over on the right wing. He'll go off the dribble, hand it off to Mooney. 21 on the game clock, 15 on the shot clock. Up top Mooney now with 10 on the shot clock. Ambrose, he'll take a 3 from the wing. That's good. Chad Ambrose, another three-pointer for the Knights. He's having himself an afternoon like I had just mentioned. He's got a team-high 9 so far. Inside is Kosher. That's a tough finish off the window. No good. Ambrose pokes it out of bounds off of T, actually. So now O'Gorman going to try to get a last-second 3 here at the buzzer.
Can you get Bennett Dannenberg in there to throw the pass?
Yeah, not a bad idea.
I guess I don't know how a quarterback translates throwing a basketball compared to a football.
They'll just inbound it to Eng and end the corner at that. So the Knights trail 48-45, but a big third quarter as of late. as Landry had a big end of that third quarter, finished with 7 straight points for the Knights, and it's 48-45, T on top as we get ready to head into the fourth quarter here on Real Presence Radio Network.
J&J Caseworks and Closets and More is a proud sponsor of the O'Gorman Knights. Following the same rich, winning tradition, family, and Christian values, J&J Caseworks strives to create a work environment to call home. Family-owned and operated, J&J Caseworks has several full-time positions available. Our team members pursue career goals, learn new skills, and get the recognition they deserve. To set up an appointment, J&J Caseworks can be reached at 605-332-0805 or email jobs@jmjcaseworks.com. Go Knights!
At Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We believe in ensuring our customers are happy with the work we deliver. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. We have worked on businesses including schools, universities, hospitals, churches, and factories. For more information, we can be reached at 605-331-5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com.
Welcome back to T High School, where O'Gorman will start with possession here for the fourth quarter. They trail by 3, a chance to tie the game for the first time since the opening tip for the Knights.
Yeah, it's been almost wire to wire here for T.
Eng, three-pointer from the wing is good, and the Knights have tied the ball game, like I said, for the first time since the opening quarter.
And 9 points for Matt Eng. See, if Matt could have like one of those 12-point quarters, something, get on fire here and bring it home for O'Gorman.
This time it's going to be Worth looking for a 3. Doesn't have anything. He'll have to toss it up top to Kirscherman, who's back into the game for the first time in a while for the Titans. Struck just running all over the place with Lundeen. Tough shot by Lundeen is good. My goodness. Lundeen now has 19 on the afternoon for the Titans.
You'll live with that shot, the fadeaway, even though he made it.
Eng, corner 3 is good. And the Knights have their first lead of the ball game. 6:55 left in the fourth quarter, and the Knights lead 51-50. Worth with it up top. He'll use a screen from Schilling, kick it out to Kirscherman. Now Struck just denying the ball from Lundeen. They'll have to hand it off to Almus. Now up top to Lundeen. He'll use a screen from Schilling. Drive baseline. Now gets double teamed. Up top, elbow jumper from Schilling is good. Cole Schilling on the board for the first time this afternoon. Lundeen, has 22 points. 22 of the 52 for T. Eng with 12 for the Knights. Struck looking inside, has Costello. Now he'll step into a wide open 3 from the top of the key, and that's good. Not sure why you're not guarding the top of the key 3, but Struck knocks it down, and the Knights have their biggest lead of the ball game at 2. Lundeen off the dribble, had it poked from behind. They're going to call a foul on Struck, who poked it from behind. That's Struck's third foul. And now Mooney will come in for Struck with 6:03 left in the ball game.
And Alpers is in with his 4 fouls, too, so that's something to monitor. He needs to be careful.
Backdoor cut by Lundeen, good for 2. My goodness, he's just so quick. It's tough for anyone to stay with him right now. Mooney out to Landry, and a timeout from Coach Roby. 54 all here with 5:51 left in the fourth quarter. A full timeout from the O'Gorman Knights as we send it into a break here for another barn burner on Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Father Jordan Sampson, pastor of Christ the King Parish.
And this is Julie Colbeck, principal of Christ the King Elementary School. We would like to express our gratitude to our parishioners and staff, parents and students, as well as so many others who have generously supported our mission.
As the days grow colder, may the fire of God's love warm our hearts and inspire us to greater faith, hope, and love.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. the Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey. Download it today and see what you've been missing.
All right, folks, welcome back to T-Area High School. It's a great ball game here. 54-54, 5:51 left in the fourth quarter. Both teams have been on fire offensively here in the fourth quarter. Here is Isaac Struck.
Mooney with it up top, swings it over to Eng. They'll run into this zone offense here against the 2-3 zone from T. Finds Eng over on the wing, looking inside of Alpers. Cross-court pass was poked away. That's a tough pass to make, and a steal for T. Lundeen in transition. Oh, you're going to call a block on Mooney before the push-off from Lundeen. That's the 5th team foul for the Knights.
Feels like T's been stuck on their 6 fouls for a long time.
Yeah, it was 5 fouls early in the third quarter, and now it's been 6 for the majority of the second half. Backdoor cut to Lundeen off the window, good for 2. I mean, picking apart O'Gorman right now is Cale Lundeen. He's got 26. Landry inside to Alpers, turns over, nice pass to Costello off the window, good for 2. Nice ball movement for the O'Gorman Knights, and we're back to 56 all.
Let's see if their defense, Isaac, can get a stop. You can't just keep exchanging baskets with them.
Worth off the dribble up top to Kirscherman, over to Lundeen. He'll pull up 3 off the wing, around and out, no good. Rebound goes to Alpers. Would love to see how many shots Lundeen has put up this afternoon. Eng with it, now will come off of a screen from Costello. Floater pass stolen away by Lundeen. Off the dribble, and there's going to be a foul called on Eng. That's a tough pass to make in that situation, just threw a nice floater over the top.
That's 2 turnovers in the last 3 possessions for O'Gorman.
And with the way that Lundeen's been making a lot of shots as of late, you can't get away with that. Corner wide open is Kosher. That 3 no good, and then it bounces off the shot clock, and that'll go to O'Gorman. 4:37 left, 56 all here at T High School. The Knights having themselves a much better second half than first.
Yeah, they really just kind of had a really bad first quarter. Honestly, they've kind of picked it up since then.
Which is ironic because T's been the one that struggled throughout the first quarter in all of their opening games. As Eng, tough finish, no good. Rebound to Kirscherman. Pass down low to Worth. Worth in the corner. Thought about a pull-up 3, swings it over now. Lundeen with it. Oh, that's a carry.
Right, yeah.
On his hip, didn't get it called, then drives to the basket for 2.
That was pretty blatant, too. I mean, right in front of the ref.
Inside to Alpers. Alpers flip pass inside to Costello. Turnaround, scoop shot, good for 2. Wow.
I have no idea how Costello caught that from.
How he caught it and how he finished it, we'll never know, but it did happen, and we're tied at 58.
3:34 left.
Lundeen, tough 3. That one no good. Rebound goes to Alpers. He'll hand it off to Eng, and the Knights have a chance here to get a nice look offensively and take a lead. Mooney thought about a pass to Eng in the corner. Now both guys flash to the high post. He's got to get rid of it. Hands it off to Landry over on the wing. And now up top, Landry dribbling. Tough pass over to Mooney. In a tough situation, getting doubled. Costello comes up to relieve him. And now Costello will dribble over. He lost it off of his leg. And that's a double dribble. And then it'll go now. The Knights will bring in Ambrose for Alpers and Struck for Eng to give them both a break. Alpers with those 4 fouls. Got to be careful here in the last minute. Some defensive substitutions in.
Right.
Not necessarily defense with Ambrose for Alpers, but more just foul trouble trying to stave, and Ambrose provides that ability to knock down a shot.
Feels like one of those 1 or 2 possessions and either a timeout or get them back in, especially Ing for offense.
Lundeen guarded by Struck tightly in the corner. Pull up 2, fade away, off the front of the iron, no good. Rebound goes to Mooney. Mooney bounce pass to Landry. Landry with it over on the right wing. Corner pass over to Struck, who will timeout there from the Knights. Now Struck did bury that three from the wing.
We'll stay right here, Isaac. It's 58-58, 2:33 left in the fourth quarter. Fun game. It's been a long. It's kind of funny. After the Sioux Falls Christian game, we had 7 games counting boys and girls for O'Gorman in 9 days. Then you have 11-day break. It feels like it's forever, and now you're kind of back at it. And we've got a great game. You know, a lot of times Isaac can sit down the last 2 minutes and tie games. It's just about what team executes. I know it's common sense, but what team executes the best, and sometimes it's the free throw line too. So both teams with 6 team fouls as well. So we'll see what happens. It's been kind of the K.O. Lundeen show in the fourth quarter for T, where O'Gorman got the 2 threes right away from Ing, and then some other guys contributing after that.
So 2:33 left here in the fourth quarter. 58 all. O'Gorman will start with the basketball offensively here, as now Ambrose is checked out and Alpers will come back in offensively. Mooney off the dribble, passes it over to Ing on the wing. Up top to Mooney, looking inside at Costello, swings it back over to Matt Ing. Inside to Costello, struck with it up top to Mooney. Mooney dribbling around, doesn't have anything doing, flings it over to Ing. 14 on the shot clock inside to Costello. Costello had it poked out of his hands, back up top to Ing, thought about a deep three. He'll step in for an elbow 2 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound into the hands of Lundeen. He'll push in transition offensively, drive into the paint, had it blocked by Costello. Good defense, now into the hands of Struck, pushing it down the wing. He's going to cut inside, flips it up. He got blocked, pushed from behind. They're going to call the foul on T. That's going to send Struck to the free throw line. What a wild sequence of events, as it looked like Struck was getting ready to pass it, had been pushed, then just flung it up at the hoop, all in a mad dash. Now are they going to call it a 1-and-1, or is it 2 shots? It'll be a 1-and-1.
So it's Pies with his second foul.
So Struck will head to the line for a 1-and-1.
And Sadler comes in for Kirschman. Maybe might be more offense for T with that substitution.
Knocks down the first free throw, 67% free throw shooter on the season. Now makes him 5 of 7.
Gotta watch Shilling, who came in the game on one of those pick and pop situations now.
Struck second free throw around the rim and good. 60-58. Knights on top. They lead with 1:57 left here in the fourth quarter. Lundeen off the dribble. They'll call a timeout, and the Knights with a 60-58 lead. Timeout T. 1:52 to go here in the fourth quarter. It's a full timeout, so we'll head into the break. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights basketball here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End of Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
All right, welcome back to T Area High School. The Knights with a 2-point lead right now, with a clinging to that with a little bit over 2 minutes left in the ball game, as Manny Struck just hit 2 big free throws here, and we'll see what T Area can do on this possession as we come out of the break. This would be a nice win for Sioux Falls. O'Gorman. I know T is a Class A school, but they're a very solid Class A school.
Absolutely. Makes you wonder what Dakota Valley would be like as well. He only lost for T out of their 2 games to Dakota Valley, but Dakota Valley, another good team in Class A. Inbound to Lundeen. He'll be awaited by Struck. Watch for the pull-up 3 here out of Lundeen. Hands it off to Schilling instead. Now Lundeen's going to set a back screen. He'll get another screen. They'll switch. They're switching everything for O'Gorman right now. Kicking over to Worth in the corner. Now a switch. It's going to be Costello on Worth. Up top, Lundeen, Mooney on it. Lundeen, quick dribble, poked away by Eng and out of bounds on the pass attempt into the corner to Kosher.
10 on the shot clock here, Isaac, for T.
1:33 left here in the fourth quarter. Knights lead by 2. Hand off to Lundeen. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Lundeen, watch for the pull-up 3 here. Dribble, step back, fade away, free throw line jumper. is good, and Lundin has 34. Inside to Costello at the free throw line. Out to Ing for three. It's good. Matt Ing buries the wing three. The Knights have a 3-point lead with a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. Lundin with it off the dribble. Thought about a three. This time he's at the free throw line. Gives it up to Worth. Worth dribbling with Mooney waiting on him in defense. Costello will make the switch onto him. Now Schilling has it. Lundin deep by the three-point line, size and obstruct the defender. Crossover dribble. Cuts back now Costello on him. Lundin trying to take advantage of the mismatch. They're going to call a foul here on Costello. Oof. Lundin will head to the free throw line.
Especially in last minute signs on those calls, both ways. I mean, that was pretty weak. Pretty ticky-tacky. It's almost like one of those ones you can call any play.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be called at any moment of the game, yet it hasn't been until the last minute here.
That's 3 on Costello. 17 fouls for O'Gorman.
So Lundin will head to the free throw line. He's a 75% free throw shooter. His first free throw is up and good.
35 points for Mr. Lundin tonight. Got a box out.
Second free throw for Lundin. Short, no good. Rebound to Alpers. The Knights with a 2-point lead, and there's about an 8-second difference between shot and game clock. So Knights can hold till the very last second here and try to get a look, and if they knock it down, they could effectively put this one close to out of reach. They're going to call a foul as Eng tried to pass it to Struck on the wing.
And that's the last person you want to foul off your tee. He's an 88% free throw shooter.
Timeout. I think it's going to be...
T called it.
Let's see if it's a full... So a full timeout for the Titans here with 28.4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights basketball here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting an estimated 42 Sioux Falls O'Gorman girls and boys basketball games from the middle of December 2021 to the middle of March 2022. Tune into the RPR network on 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at realpresenceradio.com, on our free mobile app, and on YouTube at Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman basketball broadcast, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
All right, welcome back, folks. The Knights with a 2-point lead. Matt Ing will be going to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 right now. K.O. Lundin just split a pair of free throws on the previous possession. Could have got down to 1. Didn't. It's a 2. So if Matt can make both of these free throws, he can make it a 2-possession game for O'Gorman.
So it'll be Eng at the free throw line. You know, after T started out with 5 fouls in the opening minute and 43 seconds, they've only fouled 3 times since. So props to them for keeping the hands off when it mattered most. Eng's free throw up and good. 3-point ball game, so the 3 can tie you. It can't beat you right now. So the Knights will probably play this thing out until late. Eng's second free throw good for 2. Now you let T get it down the floor and try to take some time off. You can't allow a 3-pointer here, but then you foul. Oh my goodness, Lundin gets a 3 to roll off the front of the rim in transition and good. Mooney with it, and he's going to be fouled.
Boy, I hit a couple parts of the rim and rolled in, and now it's a 1-point game, 65-64, 14.7 seconds left, and Radley Mooney to the free throw line.
Holy cow.
38 points now for Lundin. I don't know how many he has here in this fourth quarter. It might be about 20 of those.
That free throw is an air ball from Mooney.
So T does have a timeout. I wonder if they'll take it or just play it out.
Oh, man.
That's tough. 14.7 seconds left, Isaac. 1 point game.
65-64. T will inbound. They'll try to get it to Lundeen. He's going to be double teamed. Back behind half court. He's taken a long time with it. Now he breaks away. He has it off the dribble. Cutting inside. Tough fadeaway 2. Short, no good. Rebound Kosher. No good. Rebound Costello. He's going to be fouled. And the Knights might escape with it. 0.5 on the clock. Lundeen had a look at it. Fadeaway 2, no good. Costello now will head to the line for a chance at 2, thanks to the double bonus with 0.5 left on the clock. 5th foul is going to be charged to Lundeen. So he'll exit with 38 points today.
I think Kosher rushed that shot a little bit because he was pretty open. There's 3 Knights that tried to block that shot, and he just kind of, you get a little excited and you forget how much time's left, and he airmailed that.
Yeah, it looked like he was panicked into the fact that he had maybe a half a second to let it go, but he had about 4 seconds on the clock when that happened.
And at that point, too, at hindsight, as a coach, you could just call it a timeout. But now Lundeen's fouled out. O'Gorman up by 1, 65-64, with I think about 0.5 seconds. So they always take the actual time off this clock to do your timeout break, which always throws me off. But who is do you remember, Isaac, who's shooting the free throw for O'Gorman?
It's Costello.
Okay, gotcha. I think I would try to make the first one, just miss the second one, but that's just me. So that would be a heave from all the way down here.
Yep. I think you put the first one in. You have to miss it, and hope that they don't grab it and fling it in from 80 feet,
which is highly unlikely. So O'Gorman might be able to withhold a 38-point performance by Cale Lundeen to win this one. But we've seen crazier things happen, so. So John Costello will be the free throw shooter for the Knights. Here he is.
Costello's first free throw, no good. Oof, now do you just make it?
I still would dismiss it.
Yeah.
Because if you make it, then they'll have a chance to take it out of the hoop and kind of do a play, so to speak. If you miss it, it's almost just like whoever gets it just has to heave it. Oh.
Oh, man.
I think that happens more often than not. You
just got to hit the rim.
Yeah.
No, get back, get everyone back. And Costello will save the day by deflecting it out of bounds. Saving some heart attacks from the Knights faithful as the Knights defeat the T Area Titans 65-64 as T controlled the game throughout until the last quarter, where the Knights were able to take the lead and hold off the late surge from Cale Lundeen and the 38 points for the T Titans. So we'll take a break. We'll come back with the Knights locker room show, maybe an interview from Coach Roby, and we'll hear more after the break. You're listening to Knights basketball here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
At Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, we are guided by one simple principle. We do what we say we're going to do. We believe in ensuring our customers are happy with the work we deliver. Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal was established in Sioux Falls in 1981 and has been involved with installing more than 100 million square feet of commercial roofing across the Midwest. We have worked on businesses including schools, universities, hospitals, churches, and factories. For more information, we can be reached at 605-331-5121 or online at guaranteeroofingsd.com.
Imagine a place where your child is always welcome, where faith and education go hand in hand, and character is developed through perseverance and service. ensuring a love of learning and a compassion for others, built on a foundation of Catholic values, where faith is not only talked about, but lived. Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, where you belong.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show. Now, back to the gym.
Welcome back to T Area High School, where the O'Gorman Knights survive a dogfight with the T Area Titans, winning 65-64. O'Gorman with the impressive victory on the road in a tough place to play. The T crowd came out and were pretty lively for moments of this ball game, but it was O'Gorman who was able to hold off T late. They survived a deep three that hit off the front of the rim backboard and fell for T. Made it a 65-64 ball game, then airballed a free throw. Then T has a chance to take the lead and misses it with Cale Lundeen, who somehow missed a shot after he had 38 points on the evening. Misses a shot, comes down, and O'Gorman misses 2 free throws, and then a final heave at the horn was swatted away by Costello for the Knights to claim victory over the T Titans.
Well, I think they're listening to my halftime segment for Inside O'Gorman. Isaac, we wanted to add another memorable game to 2021, and this was pretty memorable. Knights, it didn't start off well for us. You kind of wondered with how the sicknesses and the illnesses and the 11-day layoff, how that would affect us. And they had a 9-day layoff, and they got out to a 19-9 lead, which is kind of ironic since they've struggled falling behind 33-16 in their previous 2 first quarters, so the script got reversed. Then we kind of fought back in the second quarter. The lead was as big as 12. We got within, I think, 1 or 2, and then they went on a little run to end first half. Came back in the third quarter, is pretty much back and forth in the fourth quarter, and Matt Ing, Isaac, he had 11 of his 17 in the fourth quarter to lead O'Gorman. Hit 3 big 3-pointers. Manny made a couple big free throws. Chad Ambrose, I thought in the third quarter, had a couple big baskets for O'Gorman.
Absolutely.
And we had pretty good balance overall, where T got 38 from Lundeen, and I think their second leading scorer had 13 points, and he was outstanding in the fourth quarter, just keeping them alive. But O'Gorman's able to hang on, and a kind of a clutch win like this for O'Gorman, that'll help you a lot too in the long term. Having these games where you're having to execute, Isaac, in one possession games in the final minutes, that can only help you as you move forward in your quest for a state title in March.
Absolutely, and yeah, it's games like this where you can look back on, and there's a lot of things that you could say you could improve on, but like you had mentioned, it's just battling till the final buzzer was what ended up giving the Knights the victory today. They could have packed it in when they were down early in the ball game, and in fact later on in the ball game too, when T went on a little bit of a surge there to end the second quarter, and then and part of the third quarter kind of gained a little bit of a lead, but then O'Gorman finally towards the end was able to starve them off with good defense, except for on Lundeen. I mean, you're playing good defense on him. He's just making the shots.
Right.
Good defense and really good play on the offensive end as well. Good execution down the stretch for the Knights.
Yeah, T's a fun team to watch. They kind of play bigger than kind of some of their size on certain positions. They play that tough zone, which they're very active in a 2-3 zone. I would say more than most zones. And they have a superstar in Cale Lundeen and a lot of other players that kind of know their roles and do what they do well. That'll be a fun team to follow in Class A, a very competitive Class A. Del Rapids is outstanding. St. Thomas More is good this year. We saw Sioux Falls Christian Saturday the 18th of December play. I know Sioux Valley is really good too, so it's going to be a competitive Class A like Double A, but now the O'Gorman boys have now won 3 straight ball games against 3 really good teams, Isaac, over Sioux Falls Jefferson, over Sioux Falls Christian, now over T Area, which coming into the year, like Coach Roby said, by the end of the year we might be playing well and being 1-4,
Exactly.
And now we're 4-1, and have a little break till Tuesday, and we play a Brookings team, which is kind of down, I believe, this year. They weren't really any good last year, so we'll see how that's at O'Gorman. And then you just kind of move on as the schedule gets rampant, in January with those 2 to 3 games a week, it feels like. So overall, a really good win for O'Gorman. It was nice to see some different players step up in different roles tonight, and I think still there's some things, obviously, Isaac, you need to work on with some of the turnovers, getting back in transition, and the man-to-man defense. I'm guessing there'll be a lot of avoiding those backdoor cut talks moving forward, because it felt like T got us in the back door for probably about 14 to 20 points tonight. But
absolutely,
you can credit them as well. So, like I said, this was an outstanding ball game for your first game being here, Isaac. You got a good one.
No kidding. I came back.
They saved it for you.
A 1-point barn burner where things looked very dull to start the game, and then O'Gorman really battled back, showed their toughness, and now O'Gorman moves on once again with only one loss. Coming after a long break into the season, and now you get a couple of favorable matchups, if you will, at some point here in the early going of the second half stretch of the season. But something to be proud of is battling well. You can hang your head all you want on, going in. People will say it was a single A school, or it was a lower, you had a better matchup against certain people in certain situations. This is a tough T team to play, especially at home, and a tough player in Cale Lundeen, who led the way with 38 for them. This is a hard-fought victory, and this is something that you can really improve on from here on out, especially early in the season like this, to get a hard-fought 1-point win on the road. That's something that you can obviously look back on in the future.
Awesome. So we're going to take a timeout, Isaac. Good stuff there. We might have a chance to talk to Coach Roby. We'll see. We'll have the player of the game for sure. We'll let you know who that is from Pizza Ranch. Give you a quick scoreboard update, what other games are going on today, and then we'll close it out. Here at T-Area, though, Gorman boys victorious today, 65-64. We're going to take a break as we continue the night's locker room show. Don't go away, folks. More to come.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices.
Hi, this is Mark Holcraft.
And this is Dr. Joseph Holcraft. Mark, Jesus asks 307 questions in sacred scripture. He is asked 183, of which he only answers 3. What's the business with all of this questioning going on in the Bible?
Well, Joe, there's a lot there, and we'll be ready to take that on. Tune in to hear about these questions and more on Awaken, every second and fourth Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central, here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Welcome back to T-Area High School. Now we're joined by head coach Derek Roby of the O'Gorman Knights. Coach, a hard-fought victory today, 65-64, in a game that you guys trailed for a majority of. You took your first lead in the fourth quarter, and then were able to starve off a couple of last-second shots and a good effort from T. What did you see this afternoon, especially early, coming off of what was an eventful Christmas break with a lot of illnesses and a lot of time off, heading into a tough place to play like T?
Well, that's the understatement. Like you're well aware, because your brother was part of the illnesses, if you will. It's been a very unusual week. Last week, Tuesday, we had to call off practice because we just didn't have enough guys.
Yep.
They're all sick. Influenza, they're just not feeling well. And I told our assistants when we got down about 11 at one point, I said, you know what, we're going to learn the hard way here on how important practice it is and how we need everybody here. I know you know that, I know that, but sometimes the kids don't realize that missing a practice here and there, it's hard. It's hard to prepare for your next opponent. Now, with that being said, we don't when our guys are sick, we don't expect them to come to practice, but at the same time, we need all our guys there to get better. And it was just been that crazy of a week is my whole point. We just haven't had people there. So here's what I liked, Isaac, is, our guys battled. With their back against the wall, we were down 11 or whatever it was, 9. We told them at halftime when we were down 9, and you've heard this spiel 100 times, we said, let's only be down by 5. Cut it in half by the end of the quarter. And we were down 4, I think, so we were ahead of schedule. And our guys just battled. To compete, and with our back against the wall because of our weeks of practice, I was really proud of the effort, really proud of our guys. We had some huge sparks from people.
Absolutely.
Chad Ambrose gave us a huge spark, and RP came in there and battled when we needed some size down low. So we had to go with some different guys just because of, again, so many guys were banged up and not feeling well that our rotation and depth was different than the years past, or the games past. So with that being said, all said and done, we feel we beat a really good team, a team that's probably going to make a huge run come March, and we feel really good about it, being able to do it at their gym.
Coach, I was talking to Isaac here after the ball game. I said I think a game like this where it's like a one-possession game in the last 4 minutes of the ball game against a very good team can really help you moving forward, because it's those games where you have to execute in those crucial situations where players have been in these situations before, and then you come to February and March and you're like, oh yeah, I made the free throw against T, or different things like that. Talk about how like a game like this early in the season can maybe help you on the long run.
Well, it certainly can, and especially like you alluded to, Brett, it's we beat a really good opponent here on their home floor. It's not like we beat a team that wasn't very good. They're loaded with talent, obviously. They can just all shoot it. They're athletic, well-coached, all those things. So with that being said, we feel really good in that regard. I'm really proud of our guys for the effort and trying to get us a contribution, and it was a fun afternoon of basketball.
Absolutely.
So what's kind of looking forward, Coach? We have on Tuesday we have Brookings for you guys. Is it kind of just, kind of having a practice tomorrow and kind of, preparing as the season, as you know how January is, you're going to have 2 or 3 games pretty much every week now for a while.
We're walking that fine line. We're not quite. I told our guys right now we're still going to get going a little bit tomorrow and get a sweat going, but we usually practice over the weekend for a Tuesday game. We're not going to do that. We're just that worn out and that ill where we need to get guys healthy, because it's a grind, like you guys know. So we'll go tomorrow for about an hour, work up a sweat, and then we'll take the weekend off and hopefully be able to get some of these guys healthy, because it's going to be a grind.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations on another win, 3 in a row for you guys. We look forward to seeing you Tuesday night at home versus Brookings.
Okay, we're looking forward to it. Thanks for everything, guys.
Happy New Year, Coach.
Yeah, you too.
All right, that's Coach Derek Robio of Gorman Boys basketball team. Isaac and I will take a break. When we come back, we'll say who our Pizza Ranch Knights player of the game is. Can't wait for that coming up after the break.
Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Early in his time as the new bishop of the Diocese of Sioux Falls, Bishop Donald DeGrood sensed in prayer the vision that the Lord has for the diocese in our time: lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. That is, for each and every Catholic in eastern South Dakota to receive God's love, to be in personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and to share that love with others. Find out more at sfcatholic.org/vision and discover the exciting and beautiful part you have to play in God's plan.
All right, welcome back. Now it's time for the Pizza Ranch on 41st Street and Fun Zone Arcades player of the game for Sioux Falls O'Gorman Boys. What do you think of Mr. Struck?
I think that we have to give it to Matt Ing tonight, this afternoon, led the O'Gorman Knights with 17 points, had 11 fourth-quarter points, and really chipped in a lot of crucial buckets as of late. He played some good defense as well, getting a couple of steals early in the game. But, yeah, a really terrific game from Coach Ing. Coach Ing, oh my gosh, from Matt Ing down on the floor tonight. Played really well and a really good fourth quarter. And then a couple honorable mentions, like Coach Roby had said, Chad Ambrose played a really good game this afternoon, chipped in 9 points and a 7-0 run of his own late in the third quarter. Manny Struck had 12, Costello had 11. It was a good team effort this afternoon. from the O'Gorman Knights.
Absolutely. The 9 of those 11 points for Matt in the fourth quarter were on threes. Hit 3 big threes for O'Gorman. Hit that one right over here with about, 2 minutes left. Lundin hit that shot. About 10 seconds later, we whipped the ball down the court, and then he hit that 3 that gave us the lead, which we never did relinquish. So congratulations to Matt Ing. Today's Pizza Ranch Player of the Game is brought to you by Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls. Pizza Ranch has a daily buffet and a fun zone for kids to play in. They can be reached by calling 271-8646. All right, Isaac, we're going to take our final break. Come back. We'll have a scoreboard update, and we'll have our closing thoughts here from T Area High School. This is O'Gorman Boys Basketball on the Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting an estimated 42 Sioux Falls O'Gorman girls and boys basketball games from the middle of December 2021 to the middle of March 2022. Tune into the RPR network on 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at realpresenceradio.com, on our free mobile app, and on YouTube at Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman basketball broadcast, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls offers a daily buffet featuring a variety of pizza choices, salad bar, and chicken. Pizza Ranch has a spacious dining room as well as 8 party rooms that fit different group sizes. Their online menu provides another option for their customers to order from. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Welcome back to T Area High School, where the Knights defeated the T Area Titans today 65-64 in an incredibly close dogfight down to the final seconds. In fact, the final possession was what decided this afternoon's ball game.
So go ahead, Isaac. I'll let you.
So some other scores from around the state this afternoon. There was a couple of games going on. One of the finals was Aberdeen Central and Watertown in boys basketball. Aberdeen Central claims the 56-41 victory over Watertown. Not as close as the game we had here, but definitely still a competitive game over there between those two squads.
Another one going on right now, Isaac and AA boys, is Sioux Falls Lincoln is in Marshall, Minnesota, taking on Marshall, and they don't have a score. That one just started at 4 o'clock, so that one's probably about halftime if that one's on time. 6:30 tonight at the Pentagon for boys. Thunder Basin, Wyoming will take on Brandon Valley. Sub-varsity, O'Gorman JV won by 10. 51-41. Their freshman won 62-26. AA girls, no score to report. Thunder Basin, Wyoming is playing Brandon Valley right now. That is also at the Pentagon. And then we got 3 late games tonight in girls AA basketball at 7 o'clock. Starts for all of those ball games. And the first one is Harrisburg at Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Then West Central is at Sioux Falls Jefferson, and Aberdeen Central is also at Watertown. So it looks like the Brandon Valley girls trail Thunder Basin, Wyoming, Isaac 28-27 at halftime at the Pentagon.
For all of you listeners out there right now, Mike Miller is at Let It Fly, his own restaurant. He's hanging out in Sioux Falls for the day, so speed over there and bombard him with picture requests and whatnot. That was just an update that I had received via telephone, faxing, and instant messaging systems.
Isaac, what was the great college that Mike Miller went to, by the way?
He went to the University of Florida and absolutely dominated. Go Gators, baby.
Oh, yeah. We could use Mike Miller this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, that's our scoreboard update. I want to thank Isaac for that. So what we have coming up on tap now, folks, we have a boys basketball game. Will be our next broadcast. That'll be Tuesday, January 4th at O'Gorman High School. The Knights boys play Brookings. That is a scheduled 7 o'clock start, but with Keeter, it might be a little bit early, but we'll go on the air about 20 minutes before tip-off. We'll be broadcasting, video streaming that one. The girls actually will be playing at Brookings. Same team, different venues that night, so we'll keep you updated on the girls game. And then on Friday, January 7th is our next girls basketball broadcast, and that will be against Watertown at O'Gorman High School. Again, tip-off at 7. The boys are in Watertown that night, which I just find really ironic how you're playing the same school, but then you're in different places at the same time. But that's how it works. We do the home games if you're wondering how that works out. If O'Gorman boys and girls play at the same date, the same time, we pick the home game. So next week we're going to have 2 games. We'll have the boys Brookings on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And then on Friday night, it will be the girls and Watertown. Then the following Tuesday will be a fun one because it's the Washington. I believe it's a doubleheader in Washington on the January 10th. So a lot still to come, and happy to have you back, Isaac. I'm sure you this is a good game for you to come back and enjoy a nail-biter today.
Exactly. No better way to get me back into the flow of things than with a 1-point ball game, 65-64.
Going down to the final possession, getting those nerves up a little bit.
I think that's Dusty Coleman down there.
Kind of looks like it.
Yeah, it is. It is. Nice. Well, a couple O'Gorman alum here in the including one of the most famous O'Gorman alums here at today's basketball game. But thank you to everyone for listening again for O'Gorman Knights basketball. You were listening to Real Presence Radio Network. And we continue to enjoy to bring you more O'Gorman Knights basketball down the road here in this fun stretch of the next season for all of you at home. Happy New Year, and we look forward to seeing you in 2022 for more O'Gorman Knights boys and girls basketball this season here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Have a safe New Year, everyone. We'll see you on Tuesday night. God bless and go Knights.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights basketball has been brought to you in part by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, Sioux Equipment Company, Closets and More and JMJ Caseworks, the BB Agency Knights of Columbus Insurance, Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street, Guarantee Roofing and Sheet Metal, and Barnett Lewis Funeral Home.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of the Real Presence Radio Network.